Have we started?
No, not yet.
God damn it.
It's Bill Cosby singing Sgt. Pepper.
Why?
We just gotta take 10 seconds.
Why not?
of silence.
Because royalties for the Beatles are expensive.
All right, we'll take 10 seconds of silence, and then you can go ahead. Are you gonna have any outro music, or after that's like, do you want me to leave this channel activated?
Sure, yeah, why not?
I'll leave. Okay.
Okay.
It was 20 years ago today that Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play. And they've been going in and out of style, but they're guaranteed to raise a smile. So may I introduce to you the act you've known for all these years.
All right, hey, welcome to Group Chat with Robbie Goodwin. That's, again, our new official theme music.
What the fuck?
It's the official cover, which I'm using in place of music someone actually submitted to me. I was like, no thanks. I'm here with the great JP McDade.
Thank you. What was the song that the person submitted? Was it anything?
It was just, it was a Cosby impression. That's
the only kind of music you know about?
Yeah.
Is Cosby impressions.
For some reason, that's all I listen to is Cosby's sincere covers.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
His Bach concertos are pretty great.
That should be a Grammys category every year. Best Cosby impression cover.
And the winner is Jimmy Fallon again. And I'm just at home like, I should be there.
Well, because he did blackface.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it's a better impression.
He did do blackface on SNL one time
Yeah.
when he was playing
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. But you know what? Good impression.
Please have me on the show, Jimmy.
Yes, Jimmy, please. David Tveite is also here.
Oh, hey, hello. I'm furious that you just did that.
Well, I'll say the great, you've seen him all over comedy. He has a great weekly show. I don't know. I'm fried today.
Comedy's just lousy with me.
He's been in the Washington Post, and he has... he got Me Too'd. Everyone, please... give it up, everybody.
I
for
really
David.
should have asked what this podcast was before I came here.
Everyone, it's David Tveite, everybody. I'm trying to get you to walk out Gallagher style.
Hello. Hi.
David, you think the podcast with the Bill Cosby intro would really have a guest that got Me Too'd? Come on.
It's so funny because I picked that because I thought it was funny, but then I'm like, oh wow, I feel like guests might not. That's a weird tone to set off the bat for guests. Is me playing a Cosby
I thought,
song.
is this someone doing an impression? Like, nope.
Nope, it's the official Cosby. He has Purple Haze on there too, which
course.
I would love to.
It takes on a whole new meaning.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
I'm just thinking about the guy who's like super on board with the Me Too movement, but also thinks that Bill Cosby is innocent.
He tried to buy NBC,
Hey,
man.
listen, man, show business is corrupt in a lot of ways, okay?
I would love also the guy who's like a disaffected fan. He threw out all of his Cosby records, but he held on to the one where he's sincerely covering Sgt. Pepper's and like a bunch of other songs.
See, he still has a heart.
I don't like his old stuff.
But his music.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, this is funny because now since I've had this theme song, this is 2 episodes in a row where we start off talking about Cosby.
Yeah, well, that's
That's
gonna happen.
What a wacky coincidence.
What a minefield. I feel like my mom's going to listen to this at some point. It's like, why do you talk about Cosby at the beginning of every single episode?
It's like you say the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of school.
I pledge of allegiance to the pod.
Pledge of Allegiance. I also think it's weird that you named it Coscast, the Bill Cosby podcast.
The Bill Cosby Innocence Project. Is, all the Patreon funds go to that.
Yeah, I'm still working on my Sheriff Joe Arpaio legal fund,
Right.
so yeah.
Oh, he's fine,
He's going to
right?
get pardoned.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
got
be
pardoned,
okay.
but I still want to give him money.
Just to get him back on his feet.
Yeah, before anyone really knew who he was, I'm for some reason on Trump's email list, and by some reason I signed up because I thought it'd be funny. And there's one email we got, which was just from Sheriff Joe's wife that was just, my husband is going to jail! Just like freaked out.
I like how she's Adam Sandler's mom. Why are you doing this to me?
Why are you putting my husband away?
I do really like when you're on. I'm still on like the Change.org mailing list or whatever. I've unsubscribed so many times.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like whack-a-mole. But it'll just be like Beto O'Rourke says, David, we need to have a serious conversation.
About the Mars Volta.
I think Beto O'Rourke is disappointed in me.
I I signed like a gun control petition or something like 7 years ago, and to this day I'm getting emails that are like, septum piercings in Bushwick should be state sponsored.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
I feel like being on Obama's because I got subscribed to Lenny Letter, which is like Lena Dunham's like email list.
Oh, someone pranked you.
yeah.
Oh
must
yeah,
be.
I don't know who did it. Someone put me on Jeff Dunham's mailing list a while ago, and I have never unsubscribed.
New puppets. That's just the header. Just kidding. JP, we first met doing CISO. We did a CISO taping.
yeah, that's
Do you
right.
remember that?
Yeah. The
I'm on the CISO diet. I see amazing content, so I watch it.
I'm leaving this podcast. I'm walking. The Cosby thing was fine. When you said you were on Trump's mailing list, I overlooked that. But now, since we're talking about CISO, I gotta get the fuck.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a spot on Compound Media. No, but you do a great impression. You're another.
Thanks,
Speaking of impression, you're a really good impressionist.
Every now and then, I have those little chestnuts. Dude, you did a great Sandler though on that. Yeah,
that was fun. It was funny because when I did that, I went on like right after Julio Torres.
Yeah.
And I was like dressed as Sandler and everything like that. And I just ran into him at a show last week, and he did not remember who I was at all. And my friend, very nice, was like, he did Sandler.
Yeah.
You know, just like very like, oh boy, this is embarrassing.
Julio has skyrocketed to fame.
Yeah,
but who did Julio do?
He did Dane Cook.
Oh, that's great. Yes, I
Yeah, it
remember.
was really
man.
funny. Yeah.
I used to, like, when I was pretty new in comedy, I did, like, some character stuff, and one of them was, like, it was just named a very famous comedian, and it was obviously supposed to be Dane Cook. And I gotta admit, I gained a lot of respect from him doing that, because just the cardio you have to have
Yeah.
to stomp around the stage and
When
talk
I did
that
Sebastian
fast.
Maniscalco this last year, I was like, oh shit, this guy does this for an hour? I would
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
I did it for 3 minutes.
Because like those act outs, yeah. What do you do? Those like intense act outs for like a fucking hour.
Yeah.
That's like
Your quads must be burning. Seriously.
yeah. Dane, that's probably why he was in such good shape for so long, right? Just like
Well, he wanted to fit into his 7 jeans. That was probably the main thing.
I was just saying, what a great workout routine, just imitating going through the drive-through every day.
Yeah.
So I'm a car, right? I'm a car, you know,
Try to get some chicken wings in my mouth.
in my mouth, in my receptacle. That was like a lot of his.
Yeah, he
in my tooth hole.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of his comedy was just adjectives.
Yeah, and over pronunciation.
Yeah. So I put on my pants, my trousers.
My
Right?
leg sleeves.
One at a time, then
Also, abbreviations. That was a big thing. I want to be a badass motherfucker, a BAMF.
yeah, that was like back, man, Premium Blend, man. I feel like I'd have so
Love
many
it.
more credits back in 05. You know? I would have been on Premium Blend like 3 times by now.
I would have been the Rubik's Cube guy. They had on. You ever see that guy?
No, who's
They
that?
did- Some guy just had a weird song about a Rubik's Cube, and he was on like Comedy Central Presents. And they cut to the audience, and like they're not enjoying it. Like, they couldn't even get shots of the crowd. having
Some
a
of
good
those
time.
are so fucking weird. I
Yeah.
mean, it
I
feels
love
like
those. I grew up on those.
there's.
So did I. You ever
didn't-
try watching some of them lately? First of all, it's amazing because you think these TV credits matter, and then you watch and it's like Jeffy Twoburger presents, and it's just some like bald guy in his late 30s just doing whatever.
Well, that
And
was
it's
like when I was in middle school. I was watching all those reruns. I was like, oh man, everyone on the show is a millionaire.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
How
No,
comedy
you
works.
think if someone's on TV, they're like insanely famous.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't have cable growing up, so like I just would anytime my family was on vacation and we were in the hotel room, I would watch
I'm
as much
staying
of that.
here.
Yeah, right.
I was supposed to be on Comedy Central in 2009. I won an online contest. It was like
What?
jokes.com. It was like you had to do an impression of your favorite comedian, and I did Doug. I just had a regular tape, and I said I was doing Doug Benson. And it was the first time. It was my first time I ever did stand up, and then I won. And the grand prize was you get to be aired during the commercials of a Mind of Mencia rerun.
Yes.
And I was so stoked. I got all my friends to watch a Mind of Mencia rerun.
That's perfect because that's your audience too.
Yeah, people who want to watch Mind of Mencia a second time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, there are so many stupid people.
I want to see a Honduran man do an impression of a retarded guy.
A guy named Ned. Claimed to
Ned
be Hispanic.
Holdis. And then they didn't air it. They just straight didn't air it. And then I emailed them and I was like, what happened? And they were like, oh yeah, sorry, we forgot to tell you that we were not going to air this.
Damn.
Which is like,
Showbiz, baby.
yeah, I sent them a scathing email too, like in response. Which,
You will
what-
pay.
It was like, boy, high school senior Robbie Goodwin was fucking pissed. And I didn't do stand up again for like a year. I was like, this industry, man.
Oh man, it's 18 is real early to be that jaded about the industry.
I got fucking burned.
That is a big head start though, because you're gonna get there eventually.
Yeah,
Anyway.
It's like you can't give me a guest spot on fucking Adam Carolla's show. Come on.
Not a lot of people get cut from a TV show and then go listen to Dashboard Confessional in their room, trying to download porn on Kazaa.
I'm gonna listen to so much Green Day later.
Yeah.
Because
No, this is more of a warning type of scenario.
yeah.
not Dookie.
Oh no, it's St. Jimmy's, baby.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I tried so hard to like that album. Sucked ass. American Idiot.
Oh man, no, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
I tried.
Yeah.
I really tried.
I haven't listened to it in a long time, but when I was like 17 or whatever when it came out, I was like, this is pretty dope.
Yeah.
I was about 14, I want to say, and I was like, holy shit, they're saying fuck?
I
Subliminal
said that on
Mind
Dookie.
fucked America? Holy shit.
There's
I
a
felt
line
like-
in the song Holiday where he says, Zig Heil to the President Gas Man. And I was like, whoa.
Pulverized the Eiffel Towers.
Yeah.
Who
Right.
could that be about? But they, fuck, man.
Just cause. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holiday was on the radio so much when we were kids.
That
Yeah.
was for sure a lyric that was an AOL Instant Messenger away message.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And hopefully not the other one. Kill all the fags that don't
Yeah.
agree.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be the last mainstream that F-bomb.
They were playing with irony, man.
Oh, yeah. They were doing,
They're being
right.
irony
They're being
bros.
subversive. But when that album came out, I felt like Simba poking Mufasa. Like, no, they can't suck now.
There were, shall we say, warning signs before that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's just say they dropped a dookie.
Yeah, that they were going to be a bunch of Nimrods.
Kerplunk.
And there were no more international super hits to be made. We did them all.
21 Guns.
I really. Now you're just saying names.
21 Savage.
Yeah.
Well, if you take it.
Now we're just doing Robin
I'm
Williams.
having a stroke.
If you
21
take
Guns,
the-
21 Savage. Oh, so Savage Guns. Oh, yes, thank you.
Savage Garden, throw you over a mountain.
Oh, Soundgarden, he's dead, like me. I died
Oh
the
my
same
God.
Never mind. I'm back in on this podcast.
way. I'm going to play the
100%.
Cosby song again.
Oh, Lord.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I feel like we got you off.
Oh no, I was gonna participate in that riff, but it's over. I think.
It's like the Titanic. There's a great point at which to jump on, but not too late, baby.
When was a good time to get on the Titanic?
All right.
I feel like before it left, that's probably a fun little dock.
It's just
Oh,
when
it's
it's just
like-
at
when it was
dock.
dark.
Just like
Yeah.
walk
Yeah.
around the Lido deck and then get off.
Yeah,
Everyone's
that
that's
would
the
have
best
been
way to do it.
great.
Yeah, if they did miss an opportunity by not taking at least one tour group through that thing before they set sail.
I feel like I'm related to somebody who was in Ireland and they just got on the boat and got caught at the buffet and got kicked off and they survived that way.
Just Irish trash.
The fuck are you
dodging, dodging a trash.
Well, you didn't say I couldn't have any.
And then your great-great-grand, like, his great-grandson was in the towers just, like, trying to use the public bathroom, and they kicked him out before
kicked him
9/11.
it's weird that was like
That would have been me, but okay.
Yeah.
that was like a massive that was Firefest back then.
The
That was-
Titanic,
yeah, it was
yeah.
just
Oh,
like we
shit.
made like this amazing boat. It's unlike any boat you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Everybody who's anybody is going to be on this
It's going to
boat.
cost you
yeah.
your life savings. It's going to be fucking sick.
Ja Rule's going to be there.
We got all kinds of hose.
That is funny. I mean, yeah.
Definitely enough lifeboats for everybody.
If
And
the
then Matt
Titanic's-
Skiba of Blink-182 put a hex on it.
Oh man, Twitter would be so fucking hilarious the day the Titanic sunk if it had happened today. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
man.
Just some people be like, "Enjoy your fucking drowning monocle, bitches." You know
yeah,
what I mean?
the far left on Twitter.
Yeah, they would
Be
have
like,
loved it.
fucking-
They're like, "Hell yeah, revolution."
Yeah, no, that would be great if the Titanic happened today, and then there could be like the people who are sad, and then the people who are like, "What are you sad about?" And
Yeah.
then the reaction.
And then the
to
alt-right would be
people-
like, this is white genocide. What color was the iceberg? White. I rest my case.
They blame it on Iran somehow.
Yeah. And then some podcast is like, "We're getting Milo on our show today."
Jesus Christ.
David, you're from DC. Are you from DC?
No,
you're from
I'm
Seattle.
originally from Minnesota.
Fuck.
It's very confusing.
I know you. I two different darts. But are you going back to DC for Donald Trump's 4th of July party?
Oh man, I think
I applied to that. I didn't get in.
I think I'm
Wait,
gonna
was
have
there an
to skip that
application?
one.
It's like a comedy festival. You just pay $25.
Pay $25, you get it.
Oh no, the application fee would be
Bird.
way higher than that.
I saw someone posted the cocktail list at Trump Tower, and all of the drinks look so bad and so expensive.
Yep.
It's like like kettle or like Bacardi rum, fucking like dark and stormies for like $21, just like really cheap.
It's fun to just walk by one of those buildings and just hate people. Just like look in the window and just feel the hate come over you.
Just stand there, a silent silhouette outside the dining room for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, all those places around like Central Park are just like, how do you afford this? Like, what the fuck? Like, the rich people I know all still live in Brooklyn. Like, none of them have any property in Manhattan.
They're not real rich people.
Yeah.
There are people who got that property 100 years ago.
Yeah. And like foreign businessmen who like use it for like their son's like college
as an investment.
Yeah. Well, if you go by those buildings, like most of the lights are off, like at all times, just because it's like it's all foreign people who like. Never use it.
Long Island City is like if you just walk down Jackson Avenue in Long Island City, it's like every one of those buildings. There are all these brand new condo buildings, and at night none of the lights are on.
Yeah.
It's just like Russian oligarchs buying up property because
they
it
must
does
all be
nothing
at
but
work.
appreciate.
Working hard. That's how they're so rich. They must
Russian-
be.
Everyone's on the night shift in these buildings.
They must be grinding.
Yeah.
They must be really grinding.
They're doing mics.
Yeah, they're hitting the mics. They're doing the pit
man.
at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
That big cigarette building in Midtown on the 57th, the Russian oligarch bought the top 2 floors of it for like $90 million just as an investment like that, and he like gave it to his daughter to go to NYU.
Jesus.
That's where she lived.
How do I get that job being the daughter of a Russian oligarch?
Why are you going to school? Like, why are you even doing it?
That's what's so funny about the like Aunt Becky scandal. It was like all
Right.
these rich people paying for their kids to go to USC. It's like, do you need your kids to go to school to get connections? You're all famous and rich, like, and you all live in LA. I don't understand like that.
Yeah, it's the whole point of college now is to like send your rich kid there so they can meet up with other rich kids and go on vacation with them, and then eventually your families will become friends, and it'll just further solidify the upper crust. So
I do love a good crust.
Yeah, man. Burn down Harvard University.
What if Conan's still there? Burn down Harvard
He's
University.
got long
he's
legs. He
going
can run.
it's going back to get it.
He does like a goofy dance as he's on fire.
23 skidoo.
He's like hitting on the women on fire.
Love you, Conan. Please have me on the show.
I love Conan. I was just listening to him with Howard Stern, and
Yeah, that was great.
yeah, I like that he told Howard Stern. We're just talking about another podcast, but I like that he told Howard Stern like, stop apologizing for the '90s, like because Stern's on like this apology tour right now, where he's like, I've changed. I'm a regular guy. Please let me in. I'm sorry for all this other. But it's like he got famous because he was like insane in the '90s and like offensive comedy and stuff. So I don't really
I'm just
know.
glad he went on a podcast because he didn't have that whole like tirade against podcasts.
He got mad at like Ari Shaffir or whatever.
Sure.
Oh, okay. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Howard Stern's like, who has a podcast? Nobody has one.
What is a podcast?
What is a podcast? What? Nobody wants it. Who wants it? And then it's like,
It's like
no.
what you're doing, dude.
Yeah, it's the natural escalation. No, yeah,
It's
people,
like your thing, but better.
yeah.
Yeah.
People aren't going to go to the superior thing that doesn't cost you $12 a month.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to podcasting. Anyway, hey JP, you quit drinking, right? You're like you're
Yeah.
sober.
Yeah, man.
Was it hard?
I'm a
Was
nerd.
National Wine Day yesterday hard for you?
Oh man, all my wine mom friends who I hang out with, it just made it really difficult. We just went on a wine tour of Park Slope, and I couldn't drink anything.
Yeah, you're just drinking
but-
grape juice.
Yeah, I was just drinking some Welch's.
You're like, I love Merlot so much.
Wine o'clock, baby.
What made you stop drinking?
It was just like, I got to a point where I was like just drinking all the time, and I was like, I can't really dial it back. So I was all or nothing.
Yeah.
So it kind of had to be
Right.
nothing, or I was just going to be dead by 50.
Were you really drinking that much?
I was drinking every night, and then like on the
Oh, wow.
weekends going hard.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
I was like, also, people shouldn't drink. I don't think like
Yeah.
it's poison. I don't know. It's bad for you.
But it's really fun.
Yeah.
It is really fun.
Counterpoint, it's fun, and
And we live in New York City. We don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Come on,
It's a
man.
great town for drunks.
and it
It's
makes
fucking
me
awesome.
feel less scared.
Yeah.
Talking to women with nothing in me?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I didn't know you were Frank Sinatra over here.
Well, he never talked to a woman without being hammered.
That's
so.
true. Do you think Frank Sinatra would have withstood the Me Too movement?
Absolutely
I
not.
do not
What do
think
you?
so.
No fucking way. That guy was insane.
Hey, get over here, broad. Let me feel your fucking ass.
He also wouldn't have had much of a career if he was doing the kind of music he did now. It's not very popular. Unless he was like an EDM DJ.
Yeah,
or if he created Family Guy.
I don't know. Would it be super cool that he's like friends with the mafia in 2019?
That's always going to be cool.
I think that's always
That would be
cool.
sick.
That's more so the Mafia's gotten a lot less cool, too.
That's
Right.
You know what I
true.
mean? Back in the 60s, the Mafia was sick. They all dressed in suits. Now they're like in polo shirts and their bellies out, you know? They all look like Vito.
And they're doing like weird scams instead of their fun heists that they used to do.
Yeah, you don't need getaway cars anymore because
Yeah.
everyone just steals online.
They're doing like complex real estate scams that I don't even understand. It's like,
Does the Mafia even exist anymore?
yeah, I'm sure there's still some element of like there was a bust not long ago in the Bronx where like a whole bunch of guys with hilarious nicknames. got arrested.
yeah.
And,
Hey, yeah, Tommy the Capicola.
I remember when I was a teenager, I went to this golf outing with my dad on Staten Island, and like one of his old like Mook Brooklyn friends invited us, and there was a table there. Like they had like a lunch afterwards with a raffle, and there was a table there that was like a bunch of mob guys. Like it was one of those things where everyone knew that they were all criminals, but like they were just still out.
It's like a
Right.
it's like a Greenpeace table. It's like
Reserved for the mafia.
Yeah.
Can we get a contribution?
Yeah.
And they were all there, and like I won something in the raffle. I won like a T-shirt or something, and I was even skinnier than I am now. I was like the skinniest kid you've ever seen when I was like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And I go up there to get it, and one of the mob guys goes, "T-shirt, get the kid a fucking steak sandwich."
Yeah, he should be a fat piece of shit like us.
Yeah.
Eat something.
Yeah,
Take it from me, Eddie Spaghetti.
take it from me, the guy who's bald and fat and
Yeah, we're
old
gonna
and
get you
ugly.
fixed up. We're gonna fix you with a stuffed crust cannoli, which is literally what a cannoli is.
Man, every time I watch The Sopranos, I get so hungry.
Yep.
It's the greatest. That's the best food. Just fucking.
Food is really a character on the show.
Yeah. You know who's the best character? New Jersey.
I don't know. I like Paulie.
Hey,
More of a Sil guy.
this?
He's very Get this kid a funny.
steak sandwich.
I fucking love Sil. I honestly didn't know Sil was Stevie Van Zandt.
Oh
from
yeah,
Yeah.
from
E Street Band
yeah.
for a long time.
Did you guys hear Ray Liotta audition to be Tony?
Really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That would have been very different.
I think it would have kind
With the same therapist from Goodfellas, that would have been insane.
That would have been crazy. It would have been too like Goodfellas the show. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
then they also got Chris is also in Goodfellas too. As
That's right. He's Spider.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And by the way, he hasn't aged at all since Spider. Like he's been the same age in everything up until.
I haven't seen him in anything else recently.
He's in some ads where he's like, he was like in some like alcohol ads where he's like, "Hey, be a fucking man. If you don't drink this booze, you're not a real
Oh, yeah,
man."
yeah,
That's
like,
awesome. That he is
Yeah,
like he is probably the best role model on that show.
Yeah.
Just
I love
popping
people-
pills.
There
vomiting
is an
and
He's
shit.
element-
on heroin.
Yeah, he's mean to his girlfriend, and anyway. But yeah, I do love like that element of Sopranos because like there were totally Sopranos fans that are like, you know, there's a lot of like, oh wow, what a complicated anti-hero Tony is, and like this is incredible because he's such a repulsive figure, but you're so compelled by watching
Yeah.
it. And then there's the Sopranos fans that are like, this guy's fucking badass.
This guy reminds me of me.
yeah, I'm a boss like Tony.
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like even if you think you're smarter than those people, you still get sucked in by that watching the show, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you
Cool
still
guy
it's-
100%.
It's really hard not to like that character.
There-
Right.
yeah,
It's like Barry. It's exactly like Barry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Barry.
That's
It's
so good.
it's so like that's the thing about Sopranos is it's like such great like it's like I think The Wire is maybe a better show, but The Sopranos is so much more rewatchable because it's like you want to live that life. It's kind of there's an element that's like I love being like in the middle of all this shit with like none of the repercussions.
I'd much rather be a pork store dirtbag than someone who's like selling crack on the streets of Baltimore.
and a black man. Is that what you're
That would
saying,
be- I think it would be easier. I have an easier time.
I don't disagree. You could sit at country clubs.
There you go. You get your own table.
Yeah, the pork store doesn't exist, by the way. Isn't that a bummer?
As a concept, you mean, or as that?
No.
There's
individual
never
pork
been
store?
a pork
yeah,
store.
I'm not right. I'm not. This isn't an AV club comment. JP.
It's one of those things.
Pork store existed only in our minds.
I took the Sopranos tour,
Yeah.
and they drove you
Oh
to
my
the
God.
pork store, and it
Uh-huh.
wasn't there, and I wanted a refund. I
It's
was
a
like, pork
set in
store,
Burbank.
they flew you from
they
the
take you
locations
from Jersey
in
to
Jersey.
Burbank. Yeah.
It's a really expensive tour.
I hate how Seinfeld was filmed in LA. That makes me
Yeah.
so mad that they like go from like New York. I mean, they're just all they could go to the beach after filming Seinfeld.
What are you gonna do?
What the fuck, Jerry?
I wonder how much more noticeable like the edge would be if it had shot in New York and like those people had to live in New York.
Yeah.
They're just like a couple shades paler and like more pissed off.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Jerry's smoking cigarettes during takes.
The real Jerry comes out. They're just like, "Where's my fucking lunch?"
I am like a major sucker for like any time that I see a location that I know in a
Absolutely.
TV show or
100%.
movie. Like House of Cards came out when I lived in DC, and like during the opening credits, I'm like, oh fuck, I've been to that liquor store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still convinced The Town is a good movie just because I lived in Boston at the time.
Yeah. They in the Big Sick, the comedy club is Littlefield.
Oh, is
Oh,
it?
cool.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be in Chicago too, which is weird.
Okay,
But I'm
yeah.
watching, I'm like, oh yeah, I performed there once.
Yeah.
Yeah. The new Tarantino movie, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood trailer, you just go to they redo all these like super iconic sites in LA, but just like 60s style, and it's just like, oh, this looks like fun. It looks like fun to see the
Yeah.
places
Hey,
I know.
the Hollywood sign. I've been there before.
My ex-girlfriend's house.
No, yeah, it is great living in New York, so you can watch shows like Jessica Jones and shit, and be an asshole, be like, "Oh, that's supposed to be, Hell's Kitchen. That's clearly Williamsburg."
Yeah, when I go home, I get to flex and be like, "Oh, that's Hell's Kitchen," And my dad's like, "Ooh, all right, he's got stuff going on."
I love doing that flex where like someone you know is in a commercial. It's like, oh yeah, I used to do open mics with them, and now they're doing well.
Yeah, I stopped.
Not me.
I stopped doing that because
Yeah.
it usually people are just like, okay, and like they don't give a shit, and it's just
Even my
kinda
parents
sad.
are like, yeah, shut up, we don't care.
Yeah, I've been doing comedy long enough now that's I mean, like, it's just so many times.
Since
Now,
the age of
at
17.
first, year 1 or 2, my parents were excited, and now they're like, "And why aren't you in any commercials?"
Yeah.
I was in one commercial, and it was for a
the
Jersey
Bill
mayor.
Cosby's greatest hits.
Yeah, no, yeah, I just joined his social media team.
He records a podcast over the phone from jail.
I've heard. I read a headline that was like, Bill Cosby cracking jokes in prison. Like, apparently he's having a
Oh
blast.
man, that guy's irrepressible.
You can't keep the
You
cause
really
down.
can't stop him.
Sorry, folks, the cause can't be stopped. David, you run a show at Dromedary Bar. That's one of my favorite bars close to my house.
Oh, great! Yeah, I like it.
That's a
there,
great
too.
qualification.
Top 3.
Is that a question?
I've searched all the Myrtle Wyckoff area, and
It's just
Yeah.
great hosting. That's a good spot. Yep, it's good. They got great cocktails and really good bar food. I don't even really work for them, but I will plug that bar.
It's a tight spot. It's a great show. I really do. It's a awesome. Check it out. Freaky Torch on Sundays. You open for a Steve-O.
Yeah,
right?
that was my first feature weekend.
That's funny because I let Preston Lacey eat the rest of my lunch one time.
I don't know who that
it's a
is.
very believable story. He's the really fat guy from Jackass.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't think you let him. I think he just did it. Like,
What
he
was
did
that?
the Kirby thing,
what-
like sucking in air, and then your lunch happened to be in front of him.
And then he turned into my lunch. He just like had a hat, like Kirby.
Yeah, but how was opening for Steve-O? Because I'm campaigning to get Dan Licata.
Yeah.
He's like the funniest person in the world, and he's like he expressed that he wanted to open for Steve-O, and I was like, I've been like campaigning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Like, when he comes to Caroline's in
probably
July,
could. He's
get Dan Licata on that lineup. That'd be so perfect.
Yeah, he's still just like playing. He's playing comedy clubs all over the place.
Yeah.
No, he's great. He was like a super nice guy. He was really good to like the staff and everything.
That's good.
I feel like a lot of the time when people like not naming names, but when people come in to stand up just because they're like, well, I'm famous, so I can draw
Yeah.
at these places.
Chris
Like,
Kattan.
like, so, yeah, sure, that's a great example. A lot of times, he's like, I'm Mango. I don't need this shit. Like,
Monkey Boy has arrived.
but a lot of times they'll like act like they're better than it, which is very
it's like, no, you're here, man.
yeah, like you're living like my dream right now.
Right, you're
not even
good
touring
at
as a
this.
stand-up
Yeah.
comic, and you don't give a shit, and you hate it.
That's like the hedonistic treadmill thing, right? Because it's like he was a movie star and now he's like doing clubs, but it's like I would fucking kill to like.
I'd kill for just his club career.
Yeah.
like take
I'd
away
kill
the
to
start
be
of-
his feature, just like be Steve-O's feature. I would
do the
take
road to
that.
Steve-O.
Yeah, but Steve,
How was his crowd? What was his crowd like?
they were like fucking super into Steve-O. Oh my god, his fans love him, dude.
Can you imagine being super into Steve-O?
Pretty
Steve-O
much.
was great though. I mean, I can't believe that Steve-O is doing better than Bam. If you had told me that
Wow,
around the time
yeah.
when Jackass was like at its height, I never
And
would've.
then like Bam, well, they both got shows after Jackass, but like you would have thought Bam driving around the Lamborghini would be the one who would be more successful.
Yeah,
later on.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess like
There's a Viva La Bam curse, man. Vito, Dunn, Bam. Phil can't walk anymore.
the skateboarding, like that wave sort of crested in like the aughts, like that, like
Yeah.
the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, like
In the
really
mainstream,
made that
yeah.
a mainstream thing. So
But now I
See,
think
I
it
can't
still
tell
has
if
a
it-
huge presence like on social media and stuff. But
Yeah.
like, not so much.
But I feel like middle schoolers might still be into it.
They love
right?
Nigel Houston. He's the big guy now.
Yeah.
He's like, and there's a lot of the great skaters now are like 11 years old. Like in the X Games, they're doing the big air ramp, doing
Yeah.
1080s on it, and they're like in 6th grade.
Oh,
that's
God.
insane.
Yeah, this kid named Robbie Goodwin is fucking my SEO because he's a 13-year-old surfer and he's
oh,
really
that's
good.
hilarious.
It's
yeah.
a surfer name.
Yeah, Robbie Goodwin, yo. Yeah, I gotta change my name to You Aren't Ethnic, man. I'm not to get booked in this town.
Yeah, I love shit. I mean, I'm as far as I can tell, I'm the only David Tveite in the world.
Yeah.
Which is nice, although it's still like a fucking ungoogleable name.
I'm not even the only Rob Goodwin in my family.
But
Well-
Ross Parsons is a comic here. He has the same name as, I guess there's like a contestant on the English version of Top Chef.
Yeah.
So like sometimes he'll get tweets that are meant for that person.
People are coming out to his shows thinking it's that Ross Parsons.
Yeah,
And then just whip something up.
That
But-
sucks when you have someone who has your same name and they're also like in comedy-ish, you know?
There's a JP McDade who's like the CEO of a small shoe company in Texas, but I think I've edged him out. But my full name is James Patrick McDade, and the only other guy who has that name who's all over Google is an IRA lieutenant from the 40s.
Yep, that's
Who-
what he'd be called.
Yeah.
He blew himself up planting a bomb in like a phone bank or something.
Sounds like your last set, buddy.
Damn.
Just
Do you
kidding.
have
Where'd you
audio
find
drops
this
on?
No, JP, you're actually really funny. You guys are both great stand-ups. Yeah,
Thanks,
I don't mean
man.
I don't want the audience to think that these are bad comics by their
Just based on this conversation.
based on this
so far.
conversation.
Just based on everything I've said, I don't want
Yeah,
people to think I'm dumb as
based
shit.
on how much you've skipped on this podcast so far. I'm kidding. I just saw you at Funny Moms. Was it last week?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were really funny.
Oh, thanks. I love
In fact,
that
one
show.
time you roast battled Nick Mullen,
Yep.
and that's a really good one because he wore really bad shorts.
He wore basketball shorts. I think he didn't do anything until the night before. He just kind of stayed up all night.
Yeah, and you crushed him.
I guess. I mean, I worked harder ahead of time. He didn't really seem to care. I think Nick is one of the funniest people in the world.
Yeah,
But
he's
it's
really
like,
funny. Those shorts
was-
were just such a self-sabotage move.
Yeah.
I feel like. It's just the ultimate.
If you're doing that show, Roastmasters, and you have an article of clothing on that supersedes Rich Voss's hat or Big J. Okerson's gloves as the dumbest thing anyone's wearing in the room, then you have made a statement, and that's what Nick did that night.
He
Really
wanted-
worth against him.
Just show up dressed as a clown.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Really
every
throw
time.
him off balance.
John Wayne Casey. I love you, man.
Ah, fuck yeah. You also were on Kevin Hart's show and you did JFL.
Oh yeah,
Was that Kevin Hart's show?
It was his. It's his network, his digital network that he started called Laugh Out Loud. I found my episode. It aired like a year after I did it, and it's like I'm kind of buried at the end or whatever. I don't think anyone watched it because it was on some weird digital
You're on
network.
you're right up on the the JFL. Like you're like
Oh, really?
You're like right there.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
They got-
yeah, like 3 scrolls down. It's a bunch of diverse people and you, which
right.
is so funny.
Me
You
just
look like,
balancing it out.
and your face, you look like the evil white guy in an Eddie Murphy comedy.
like, oh, this won't do.
In our club,
Jews.
stop
That's
that.
the face I'm making.
The last 20 minutes when like play that funky music and you're
Yeah.
like being dragged out like stop that dancing, stop that at once.
I watched that
Your
video.
girlfriend leaves you for the hero. And
What?
your
Babe, no!
your dad doesn't get to tear down the community.
You're gonna leave
center.
me for a fucking snowboarder?
This is my company. Not anymore.
Yeah, I'm wearing
And
the
Then
then
a
fucking
car
shirt.
pulls away, splattering him with mud.
Oh!
As the song plays, dun 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 dun. You
I
know.
did I had an office job when I did that show, and I was clearly I still had the mostly button down wardrobe, but I watched that set a little while ago, and it's like, oh yeah, I didn't have any stage presence yet. I wasn't good at doing comedy.
Oh,
so-
do you think you got JFL too early?
Maybe a little, but I think yeah, I think that's true. I think I could have well, no, I think I could have been better if I got it like a couple years later, but
Oh,
I would have been
yeah.
a better comic, but
But that's always the case.
But
though,
it's
right?
kind of
Yeah.
the yin and yang thing because, like, I think I might have gotten better because I did it, and I
Yeah.
got like other opportunities that I had to get ready for. So
Right. You do get better. That's the thing when everyone's like, like, oh yeah, it's don't get some before you're ready. It's like, well, everyone's gonna get some before they're ready, but then
Yeah.
that thing is gonna get them on better shows, which is gonna make them exponentially more ready.
It's gonna force you to write and get better, I guess.
Yeah.
But
every single advice I got from podcasts coming up was bad advice, I think.
you
Don't
think
put
so?
anything online.
Yeah.
You move to Newark or LA immediately.
You can move to Newark, New Jersey,
Yeah.
or LA, meaning Louisiana.
All right, you get your 10 minutes, right? It only has to be 8. No one notices as long as you're saying words for the extra 2. You move to New York, right?
Yeah.
You stop writing new
You
material.
get the most expensive apartment you can find.
Yeah.
No job, no prospects, no one helping you out.
Comedy
got-
full time.
You should have at least $350 in the bank
Yeah.
before you move to New York.
Buy a car. Well, that's actually okay
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a
off of that.
car is
Yeah.
a pretty good way to get work around
Yeah,
here.
it is actually. Now I think of it. It's
Yeah,
just I'm thinking of shitty things to do in New
I've
York.
had a few people be like, I would love for you to open for me. Do you have a car?
Yeah,
I'm like, no, not here.
I'm always like, I have access to a car, meaning I could steal a car if you're gonna get me.
Yeah, sure.
paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can open for you in Poughkeepsie, then,
Right.
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie though, laugh it up right off the train. You can
Laugh
take
it-
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see,
Ooh.
same part.
Our audience is going to love these New
That's a
York
hack.
Metro directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. You're
I
gonna
mean-
learn everything you need to know about tri-state area middling comedy.
Speaking of which, the Connecticut Comedy Club.
I was there last night. I was at Fairfield Comedy Club last night.
Is that a good spot?
It's great.
Nice.
It's fun.
David, in that Washington Post article, which I mentioned earlier, which did not start with the phrase "4 women allege," someone profiled you and they said you had the mop top haircut and mischievous grin of a 12-year-old boy.
Wow.
Which
Show me the lie.
we need to investigate this reporter, I think.
I like him because he reminds me of a 12-year-old
Yeah.
boy.
Ooh, a 12-year-old boy. I need to profile this comedian.
Yeah, hot child, David Tveite.
You do have a mischievous child look, but you also have like a man in his 40s voice and delivery.
Yeah, you do have
which
like
I
a radio
appreciate. I mean,
comedy. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Like Mark Norman kind of has that too.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
well, Mark Norman has like the 40s delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right. Hello, Jews.
Hey, what is it? Why is a thing like this? Shouldn't it be like this?
Yeah, I don't get it. We do that. We don't do that.
Queef,
Ladies,
anal.
what if we did that?
Jizz.
We might try to go home.
I can't do that. If I did that, people would think I was weird.
Man, ladies, you send us mixed signals. All
Love
right.
you, Mark. Please have us on the show.
Yeah, Mark, please. Please do this podcast. I know you've left me on red, but maybe at some point. Dave, you're also on Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
Congrats on withstanding the Roseanne curse.
Everyone who has ever fucked Roseanne has died.
Yeah, how many
Except
times did
for
you
David.
fuck Roseanne?
What was that experience like? When was this?
This was 2015.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a Roseanne
Oh, so
year.
were you on it with like Rob Hayes?
Yeah,
And-
he was. So
Was Moses Storm on that year?
I don't know. I was like I've taped with like 25 other people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like they.
There's a lot of comics.
Jesselnick was hosting.
But Tim Dillon was there. Sam Morrill was in my taping group. Clayton English, who ended up winning the whole thing, was in there.
Nice.
No, it was good. It was like a very. I don't know. It was like a very anxiety-inducing experience. It was just like
Sure.
so much like fucking hurry up and wait, and I'd never done anything like that before. And
Your call time is 8 a.m. We're gonna start shooting at 7:30 p.m.
yeah, right, yeah. It's just like,
Yeah.
and they like,
be as funny as you would be if you just had to show up at a show.
and they
Yeah.
put me in this stupid shirt and shit. Like that.
What shirt?
It was just
Ed
like,
Hardy button
yeah,
down.
it was fine. It was just like
It was
it
a
was
Make
just
America
not
Great Again
something
shirt.
that I would wear. But yeah, so then I did the set, and it was fun. Norm Macdonald was one of the judges, which was part of why I was like so fucking.
That's
That's
so
amazing.
sick.
out.
Yeah, he's my favorite comic.
And Roseanne was the only one who was just like unreservedly nice to me.
Oh,
She was-
really?
Yeah, she's like, I thought you were really good. And I'm like,
like him. He's fine.
I like the 12-year-old boy.
I thought the bitch was white. He's not black. It's 5 stars.
Did you hear like what Sam Morrill did during that though? He was like, I don't know if I should tell this. Well, whatever. It's just not my story, but like he
I think we're all fans of Sam.
he
Yeah,
went
I
he
love
like
Sam.
he did his set and Keenan Ivory Wayans was one of the judges and he said something
The
like
great comedian, Keenan
like,
Ivory Wayans.
Yeah, right.
Keenan Ivory Thompson.
He's like I wasn't a fan of this part, or I don't know what he was like. I wasn't a fan of this joke, and Sam's like, "Oh, that hurts because I loved all your scary movies." and then he was not shown on television.
Whoa! Just cut out that joke,
Keenan
Keenan.
pulled a lever and Sam fell through the stairs
Right.
into a pit.
We had Damon Wayans on our show in LA one time, and I froze up introducing him. I was like, "Folks, you've seen him. He was Blank Man. Give it up for Damon Wayans."
That's great. That's a credit.
Yeah, it's just why was Blank Man? Like, I could have written down a better intro.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go over what trended on Twitter this week, huh? Are we
Oh,
ready?
boy. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
So Aladdin.
Where's that Malaysian plane?
Yeah, where is that fucking plane? I'm still looking.
You know?
The Aladdin movie came out, huh? We seeing it?
No.
No.
It looks so bad. Jesus Christ.
I just don't understand why they're doing $1 billion remake of a classic animated Disney
Also,
movie.
a movie where all of the fucking gags are animated. Like, the joke is how crazy and
The
animated
genie's
they are.
whole thing is like being animated and like
Yeah.
transforming into different shit.
Yeah, yeah. I will do it, though, if Will Smith can do Robin Williams' Joan Rivers impression. If he does that in the movie, like the genie did.
3 layers.
I think it's stupid that they're doing this. That they're just like, I mean, it's like what everyone's doing. They're just plundering the old properties. Like this is easier than coming up with a new thing. We're just gonna do this. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that the Lion King movie looks like pretty fucking sweet.
It
from
looks
the
cool.
trailers.
Yeah,
and
Dumbo,
that cast
but
is pretty incredible. Let's do in the Lion King.
yeah. John Oliver as Zazu is like perfect casting. I
Yeah.
think
Right.
he is like a bird, but
Love you, John Oliver. Please have us.
please have us on the show. Last podcast tonight. But yeah, the Dumbo one bombed, which was a Tim Burton one, which I just saw.
Wasn't it like
wait.
scary? People said it was like too scary to be a kids movie.
Wait, did that happen?
Yeah.
I thought I dreamed that.
No.
That was a real movie. That already came out.
Yeah, it came out.
I
and
didn't hear shit about that.
Well, it bombed because it was like kids don't give a fuck about Dumbo. Nobody like
Yeah.
all the ones that are doing well are the ones that came out in the '90s. Like nobody cares about Dumbo.
There was some article that came out a few years ago that said like no movie with talking animals has ever flopped. Like every talking animal movie has been very successful. And I guess Dumbo was the one that broke the trend. But it's like
Wow.
the movie industry just went buck wild with talking animals like 10, 15
what
years
about
ago.
the Angry Birds movie? I guess there's
the
a sequel coming out.
Sequel,
so-
baby.
It's a whole franchise.
Oh my
How
God.
angry are they going to be? Are they still angry? I gotta know.
For the listeners, I'm wearing one of those Angry Birds hats. You know,
Yeah, I just want it. Like, what fucking all these coked up executives keep winning because they're like, emojis, the movie. You know?
emojis is like the Emoji Movie is something that was specifically cooked up by. It had to be someone who was at least 78 years old, guessing what his grandchildren are into.
I don't know the phone.
He's looking at that phone all fucking day.
how about this?
I don't know why it's that
Telephone
guy.
the movie. Okay, we have something to work with.
Yeah,
there.
his first pitch is like, okay, get this, TV, the movie.
I'm very surprised that we don't have an animated Candy Crush film at this point.
Oh yeah, huh?
the
Too
target,
violent.
The target demographic for that is children and also old women.
Facebook.
Grandmas fucking love
Facebook.
Candy
They do.
Crush.
No, I still get Candy Crush invites on Facebook, and it's like, what are you doing? Why
Yeah.
do you think I'm gonna? What strikes me about you as a Candy Crush guy? You know what I mean?
Ooh.
They don't care
should
about
we
you.
tell
though.
them,
They're just
JP?
they're doing it to get the points.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
What were you gonna tell them?
Oh, never mind.
I look like a Candy Crush
Yeah.
guy. I'm always like tweaked out that,
That
everyone thinks it's Candy. that I
Crush ass looking motherfucker.
Yeah. Hey, yo, he looks like a Candy Crush bitch. Adam Levine left The Voice.
What?
How do we all?
It'll never be the same.
Yeah,
I would bet that there are like probably at least 2,000 people that they could put in there and it would be the same.
yeah, they could even just put in a guy that sounds like Adam Levine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't have put this down because I don't know anything about Adam Levine or The Voice.
He was at the Super Bowl. I know that.
Yeah, he kind of bombed. I
Where
feel
the
like.
real winner was the audience.
Yeah, the real winner was the SpongeBob meme into sicko mode, which I wonder how many people watched the Super Bowl and just no idea what was happening during that segment.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think my mom asked like, "Who's doing the halftime show?" And I said Travis Scott. And she's like, "Is that the country guy?" I was like, "Yes, it is."
Yeah, you can sort
Country
of,
star,
if
Travis
his name
Scott.
is Travis and his last name isn't Barker, you can assume
Yeah.
that he's the country guy.
I would love if my mom. I would love if Travis Barker did the Super Bowl halftime show.
I mean, Blink-182 wouldn't be a terrible choice, I don't think. It's probably
It
too
would be,
niche,
but
it would be
yeah.
a really bad choice.
As
Travis
far,
Barker might have drummed. He might have.
as far
He
as
might have
these
done
things
it at
go,
one point.
though, I mean,
Yeah.
like they're almost classic rock at this point.
Right.
Yeah, who even is who is good for the Super Bowl? Because I feel like there's no like big
Prince
huge
and
bands.
nobody else, and Bruce Springsteen, kind of.
Yeah, half of the Bruce Springsteen and Prince.
Honestly, Katy Perry, not bad.
Yeah, she was
that's
good. Yeah.
She had a big line.
Lady Gaga was good.
Gaga.
Yeah. I feel like you have to just go with like big pop stars like that because like I don't think rock bands are gonna cut it anymore.
Well, they're just gonna make it more of a spectacle, you know? Like
Bruno Mars actually was good. And I don't really like his music at all.
I
but
don't remember that at all.
He had fireworks.
Cool.
It was fun. Mario Batali was in court this week.
I thought you were gonna say Mario Batali did the
Doing
Super
half-
Bowl.
They should.
It was a weird one, man.
They
He
should
just-
do a Super Bowl halftime with just all Me Too celebrities like Charlie Rose, Mario.
singing a "We Are the World" type
But
song
not even
together.
singing, just doing whatever they did.
Yeah.
before- So like Charlie Rose is interviewing Mario Batali, who's like making a
Harvey
a
Weinstein
tuna-
is furiously
threatening someone on the
phoning
phone.
people.
Louis, but just singing.
Cause in the daylight, when
in
you
the
come
fucking,
home,
it's
the
yeah.
fucking cunt of the.
I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road.
You got the gestures down. That doesn't really.
Purple Rain.
Purple fucking
Purple fucking
fuck. I'm fat. I'm a fat purple rain. But yeah, Mario Batali wore Yeezys in court.
Of course.
How funny is? How great is that?
Whoa! Does he have a sponsorship deal?
I don't know. Well, usually he wears Crocs, and I think he was like, I'm gonna dress up and wear my Yeezys.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, what a bizarre man. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't get into this.
I want that to become a trend. I want that to catch on. I want perps and Yeezys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get, like, obsessed with these, like, disgraced men. Like, I was, like, going down a rabbit hole of the guy who created Ren and Stimpy yesterday, who turned out to be a pedophile. My
that
man...
show was terrifying
I
when I was
know.
a kid.
Disgusting.
And if you watch, like, his... and he toned it down for Ren and Stimpy. His post-Ren and Stimpy stuff is all batshit crazy. Is literally, like, the drawings from a mind of a psychopath.
Just weird outsider art for children.
Yeah, it's like, it's clearly trying to, like, introduce children to, like, demented
Just
ideas.
a Nickelodeon cartoon from Henry Darger or something.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like bloody Wonder shows in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ren and Stimpy is it's scary if you watch it. Still,
It's really fucked up.
it is really great animation.
Those
the
like
man
single
was,
cell shots, they would like zoom in on Ren's face or something and show
Yeah.
all the disgusting features of it. It was like,
and,
that's
like,
disturbing.
and they'd have like really dark music and women shrieking all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it was like very dark.
Ren was he was a clue in a crossword puzzle I did a couple weeks ago, and it was
nice.
like, and I didn't know that he was a dog. I thought they were both just like some
Cats.
kind of horrifying monster. I don't know.
You idiot! But yeah, it's funny that there's
Stimpy, we are two beings that are what happens when you are a pedophile in life and you are sent to the afterworld.
I don't want to fuck kids, Ren. We have to do it, Stimpy. It's the only thing that will calm the voices in our heads.
How are we gonna fuck kids tonight, Blaine?
Oh my god.
Same way we do every night.
See, that was my shit because
Try to take over this child's ass.
I didn't have cable, so my main shit was Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved Animaniacs.
Pinky and the Brain. Hysteria was a really great show from the same people. That was like
Was that the one with Freakazoid? Was Freakazoid on?
Freakazoid
Hysteria?
was slightly before my time, but he'd pop into the Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Batman animated series was pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Freakazoid was Fox Kids, I believe, and I'm talking about Kids WB, but it
Oh,
might have
okay,
been
yeah.
different depending on which television market
Yeah.
you were in.
Yeah.
Animaniacs definitely my number one still of like my favorite kids shows. I still remember all the presidents because that song Yakko does.
Yeah. And all the countries.
George Washington is the first you see. He once chopped down a cherry. I didn't realize Wacko is just John Lennon. You realize?
Oh, yeah.
Where are we going? Oh,
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, where are we going? Yeah.
It's Yakko, Wacko, and Yoko.
It'd be funny if Dot was just like, Dot, like weird sounds and shit. I want to break. Yeah, Dot breaks up the Animaniacs.
We live in the water tower.
We live in the water tower with the from Liverpool.
It's not clear how we all became friends.
I went to the water tower when I was a kid, and I really, really asked him to try and take me to the water tower to meet the Animaniacs, which is
They're related, right? Aren't they?
I think they're
brothers and sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ren and Stimpy.
So desperate
It's not
to make
clear
it in
what
Hollywood.
it's not clear what became of their parents.
Yeah.
This dude made a resurrection Ren and Stimpy for Spike TV in 2003, but it was like Ren and Stimpy just for adults. and he has an episode where Ren goes to therapy and talks about his childhood, and the entire episode is childhood Ren torturing animals with like no humor at all. It's just like
Jesus Christ.
psychopathic animal torture for like
Jesus.
30 minutes.
It's like some Newgrounds.com shit.
It really, but even worse, like even more disturbing. It's like,
I might have watched that. I watched a lot of like Adult Swim and stuff in the summer of 2003
yeah.
when I wasn't watching Tough Crowd.
Yeah, Spike TV tried. Tough Crowd is great, but Spike TV tried to like do this like Adult Swim style animation block, and they had like one called Gary the Rat, which was just Kelsey Grammer
sorta
voicing a
remember
rat.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so funny what they thought people wanted as adults. Like, yeah, this rat, he talks and he fucks. It's like no adult
And
cares.
it's Kelsey
And it's
Grammer?
Kelsey Grammer. Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kelsey Grammer says slurs
Yeah.
as a pigeon.
You gook. Sorry. I'm making fun of racism. Speaking of which, Tony Robbins said the N-word. Do you guys see this?
Yep. Well, I heard secondhand that he said the N-word. I heard he got like Me Too'd initially.
Yeah,
which
he-
is like the least surprising thing I've ever heard.
Well, yeah, he's a terrifying person.
The man with the
He's-
the man whose head looks like a Nintendo mini
he's
boss.
he's like fucking huge,
Yeah.
dude. He's got teeth like marble tombstones.
Yeah.
He's like a scary dude.
He's like a scarier version of the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Right.
Huge fucking teeth. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, dude.
That's the only smile I'm scared of.
Just
I saw
that's-
that
yeah.
documentary about him. He just
I
got
love
these
it.
huge hands that he grabs people with, like grabs some
yeah.
frail man by the neck and forces him to scream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that like seminar doesn't look motivating at all to me, and it doesn't
No.
seem like there's any self improvement.
He
It
just paid thousands and thousands of dollars to be there.
You just come there and he makes you cry and
yeah, he just like makes you relive trauma in front of a bunch of people,
Yeah.
and like berates you in front of a bunch of people.
I do love that.
He's like a con man, right? Is that it, or
I
do you think
mean,
there's
I
actual?
guess.
Do you think he's actually is there any merit
I don't
to
know.
what
I
he
think
does?
some people have said like they benefited from like his sessions and stuff like that. But I think what
but
he is like-
Scientology's gotten some people off drugs too, you know?
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, it's like
Nah.
it's. I think it is a cult to
Yeah.
at least some
it's
degree.
a net
and,
negative.
and I think that some people, yeah, it probably does benefit some people. Just like it's the same way that like Jordan Peterson shit. Like I think some people it does help to be told to clean their fucking
Yeah.
room,
I-
but like
Yeah, I've been cleaning my room lately, and it is good.
Yeah.
I am very pro cleaning your room if I'm gonna come down on any stance.
I've been making my room messier out of protest.
It's just Jordan Peterson's like, how messy is his room? How messy is JP's room?
He starts crying.
Well, your name stands for Jordan Peterson McDade, right? That's your full name.
my favorite.
He's left so many things on his nightstand.
My favorite. This is a tangent, but when that New York Times article came out where he said that we need to redistribute girlfriends or whatever,
Yeah.
like that was the part that everyone focused on, and rightly so. But my
Yeah.
favorite detail from that piece was that his house is like full of like Soviet era.
Oh yeah,
like Russian
propaganda,
art,
Yeah.
and
Really?
he says that it's to remind him how bad it is. Like he's like, I need to be reminded every day
Yeah.
how bad socialism is.
like this.
Yeah. My room's full of headshots of open micers I don't like.
It's just like
He's just professionally pissed all the time.
Yeah.
But the thing about Tony Robbins, I think he kind of gave rise to all the like online motivation grifter guys like Gary Vee and Ty Lopez and all these idiots who
For
have
sure.
like fucking long videos where they don't really say anything and they're just like, send me $10,000, I'm gonna buy some more books.
I mean, that con like it migrated to online, but it was like
Yeah.
it was like a big daytime TV thing in the 90s
It
too.
probably
though.
started with religion, like with like televangelists and pastors and
Oh,
stuff.
here we
like
go.
that.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking of the
Yeah, we're getting real Bill Maher on this episode.
It started with the frickin' flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit religious to me. Okay.
I love that Larry Charles directed Religulous. I wish that he just gotten Borat in there for one scene. We worship the hawk. Moby apologized to Natalie Portman.
that whole shit was so good.
the Eminem curse.
King.
Right in my veins, Daddy. Give it to me.
that
It
was
was
fun.
so
Beautiful.
good. He just like posts a picture of her standing next to him,
Looking as creepy
looking
as possible.
terrified. Like
The thing is, if I kind of think that they fucked, but I think it's a bad look for him if they fucked because she was like 18 and he was 31, right?
34, I think.
Yeah. So like,
'cause
I
looked that up.
believe that Moby could pipe an 18-year-old. Like that. Like, why are you bragging about that?
Christ.
You could manipulate and groom a young woman into that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the apology made everything better, and it was necessary. And
No, I think-
he shouldn't have just shut the fuck up.
Did you see the Instagram post that he made after that where he's like, it was just like him with some trees. He's like in the woods. He's like, fuck you. I'm going to go. All right. All you guys want to do is tear me down and make fun of me. You know who doesn't care?
Guys,
is
you're
nature.
You're not even made of stars.
But
was
yeah,
so funny.
it's funny because like I said, the Curse of Eminem later. All of his enemies are going down. Ja Rule, Moby, Hillary Clinton. You know,
Benzino
all of
in debt. There seems to just be no one left.
Yeah. We got to watch out for Miss Cheney.
It was Ja Rule was the one who 50 Cent like bought out the first
Yeah,
15 roses. That shit was
With
amazing.
Eminem, that was so funny that he just like dissed Moby because he didn't like his music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck techno, I don't like you.
Yeah, when he got the VMAs, he like gave the finger to Moby right before his acceptance, and then he got up there and
It's
he's
like,
like,
what the hell?
For no reason, just to bully this
just
man.
to bully Moby, who was
Amazing.
much less famous even at the time. And then he goes up there, he's like, I like to thank my family, my age, and all these people. Moby, you're a little girl, and no one likes your music.
Love you, Marshall.
That's amazing, man. There is something like that's like kind of awful, but there is something very funny about like becoming the most famous musician and then like just
going
using
after
your
The
clout
highest
to
selling artist of the 2000s.
pick
and just,
on
like,
one person you don't like.
rip people's hearts out for no reason.
Oh, fuck. That's so good. All right, we have to go soon. I'll just do a quick lightning round. Memorial Day. Any of you guys getting your dick sucked to respect the troops?
Okay. I feel like that question just kind of stands on its own.
Okay. Game of Thrones ended. I've never seen people unanimously hate a finale like this.
I liked it.
All right,
Just
moving
hate that
on.
it existed. I wish everyone would just shut the fuck up about that stupid show and
Yeah.
kill yourself.
Even Lost, which had like
That petition is great. I
Yeah.
hope that they get like change.org emails like from characters on the show. It's
Yeah.
like from Daenerys Targaryen. It's like, you know, I wouldn't behave like that, right?
Oh, man, yeah, I remember I got really disappointed by the Lost ending, but even at the time, right at like the after watch, for like months after, I was like, no, it's good. It was good. It was really good. It was emotionally satisfying or whatever.
I call like the last 20 minutes of the Game of Thrones ending. It's like, this is the most slowly dragging, boring piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. And then the Barry season finale followed that immediately, and it was like one of the best episodes of television. I've
Yeah,
ever seen in my
actually, like
life.
a well-written thing.
In like half an hour, they do better storytelling than Game of Thrones did in the full fucking hour.
I thought
Yeah.
the second to last episode of Game of Thrones was shit, but I thought the last one was okay.
Did you guys see John Voight's video he made for Donald Trump?
No, but I
picture it.
I did see that Donald Trump said thanks,
you, John."
and
Thank you,
misspelled
beautiful
his name.
Thank you to my favorite actor, Jeff Vick. Let's see if I.
He lives in Williamsburg.
John Voight?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
My ex-girlfriend worked at a bakery and like he came in and bought a cake one time.
Really?
All right, never mind. Wait.
He just really likes bowling at the gutter.
Yeah, right.
Don't be fooled by
Yeah, he's
the
just
political
hanging out
left,
at a.
because we are the people of this nation that is witnessing triumph. So let us stand with our president.
Fucking
Let us
Palpatine.
stand up for this truth. President Trump.
Yeah, this is
greatest
horrifying.
president since Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. God damn. What?
Do you
the
know
fuck?
about the Roe versus Wade movie that's coming out?
No.
Oh god, I know that there's a movie that's out already about like abortion. That's just like a hit piece on Planned Parenthood.
Okay, so just real quick, yeah, there's like some Margaret Sanger thing or something like
I
that.
don't know who made it, but
But-
it's like
There's this movie that's coming out about Roe versus Wade, and it's like the director and producer and I think maybe the star of the movie is like funding it. His dad is funding it. His dad's like a hedge fund billionaire or something like that.
Yeah.
And the cast list is like insane.
Kevin Sorbo's got to be involved.
I'm not sure. Oh man, if not, he's the one guy who's not. But but okay, the cast is oh fuck, I'm looking at the wrong one. God damn it.
Well, the abortion movie that's out, the Planned Parenthood, it's basically like, I read a synopsis of it, and the whole plot is like, this woman worked at Planned Parenthood, but then they told her to do more abortions to make more money.
Oh
and
my
chop
God.
up the fetuses. Like,
Oh Jesus.
what the fuck?
Okay.
What is this movie?
Okay, so Nick Loeb is the name of the guy who
Yes.
produced, directed, and stars in this movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then, okay, this gets amazing right away. The cast list. Milo Yiannopoulos,
Whoa!
Stacey Dash,
Oh, man.
Jamie Kennedy,
Whoa!
King.
Joey Lawrence,
Oh.
Greer Grammer, one of Kelsey's daughters.
Oh. His estranged daughter's like, I'll take your fucking political opinions to please you, Dad.
Tommy Lahren, John Voight,
Yes.
Robert Davi, who I don't. Robert Davi does like these
Dinesh
insane.
D'Souza attached?
He's like yelling in his car on Instagram and
Yeah.
shit. I'm pretty sure that he's attached in like some consulting
It has to
role
be like
at least.
an EP.
Corbin Burnson, who's also a fucking psycho. William Forsythe, and Steve Gutenberg.
Oh, the Goot?
This movie's gonna have the intellectual impact of like standing too close to the microwave.
But like people can.
Who is Milo playing? Is he even an actor?
No, he's not. He's like playing a real person from like the Roe versus Wade case.
Does he play Roe? He's in a wig. Sorry, but it's true. I want an
I'm a
abortion.
Supreme Court justice.
Oh, sorry. I love black cock and getting abortions. All right, we should wrap it up. Anything to plug, gang?
My Twitter is @JP_McDade. You can find everything there. I love you.
Freaky Torch every Sunday night at Dromedary Bar in Bushwick, Brooklyn. At 9 p.m. You can follow us on Instagram at Freaky Torch Show. Follow me on Twitter at Twite Privilege. That's TVEIT Privilege.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Check out these guys down. They're both really good comics.
Too Many Cooks every Thursday at Lucky Jack's. We get some really good lineups.
Yeah, and please rate and review. We got a nice little bump last week, so if you're new to the show, please rate and review, because I haven't asked people to do that, and I've been told that I should ask people to do that. So there you go. All right, everybody. This is a lot of fun. See you next week.
Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play, and they've been going in and out of style, but they're guaranteed to raise a smile.